Hello, beautiful Librans. Whew, okay. October, happy birthday. Uh, I'm filming this right as your season is coming into bloom. And of course, October, a lot of you have your birthdays. And what an exciting, important time of year with the manifestation energy that is available with Libra season, with the recalibration that goes on for all of us this time of year. It is so magical. I'm really grateful we're in your season. Virgo season, and I think you probably get this, was really intense. It was very real. It was very much a homework time, which if you have Virgos in your life, you know they love their homework. It was very much a homework time. And for you, you were prepping to get into your birthday season. So now here we are, we're in your season, we're in your energy. And what of course is really interesting about this month is that we have this Venus retrograde that starts on the 5th/6th, depending on where you are in the world. And that's your ruling planet. And and all of October, it's going to be retrograding in Scorpio, your neighbor, your second house energy. Now, when you have your ruling planet retrograde, it's an interesting thing. Of course, it's much more personal than it will be for most other people. It's affecting you at a very private, personal level. But here's the message that I got about that. This is going to be energy. The star already popped out. Wow. Just as I was about to say, this is going to be energy for you that is extremely potent for manifestation. Although it may not look flashy on the surface while the retrograde is happening. Now, that retrograde continues through November 16th, and once we get into November, it's going to be retrograding in your sign. We'll talk about it in November, but during your season, during October, this is great for intentional seed planting. This is great for putting one foot in front of the other in a very intentional way. So the note that came up for me with Libra in general, overarching for October, for your season, as we head through your birthday season, King of Pentacles, very nice. Really good energy, Libra, so far. Pick those couple of things that you want to focus on. Pick those couple of things that you want to put in motion. Even if they're really huge, focus your attention on, pick your battles very carefully and very consciously this month and just focus on those. The packaging for how the blessings are going to be coming through for you, especially once this Venus retrograde is over and we start to get the payoff from that internal manifestation time, those payouts are going to come in a different package than you're expecting. I know we've talked about this before, but that's why it's so important for you to direct your conscious, quick minds on projects that you can decide, okay, this is where I'm going to put my energy, so that while you're busy with that, and you will be making progress on that, and I actually think you will find you have a lot of energy moving forward that way, but while you're focused on that, Two of Pentacles, in the background, these other elements that kind of need to come together for you to move to the next stage in your life, to move to the next part of the manifestation journey, can fill in for you, and you don't have to be sitting there obsessing about it, right? It's a really great strategy for letting the other magic of the world do its thing in the background, and that's where the manifestation power really is. But I see you guys having a lot of very secret power this month. You may not be able to show it off in public this month. Queen of Pentacles, wow, money energy is really strong around you guys, which is interesting because your ruling planet Venus does have a lot to do with money, possessions, wealth, our assets. And you are having that retrograde. But somehow what I'm seeing for that is like wise investments of your energy. Wise investments, Two of Cups, okay. There's other things going on, of course, besides just the Venus retrograde. We have a new moon in your sign on October 9th, which, once again, manifestation. For me, it's like new moons when they're in your sign. It's a really advantageous moon part of the moon. It's the moon, I drank a lot of coffee before I got a camper today, so I'm in a really good mood. So it's exciting to talk to you guys. But, new moons in your sign are a really great place to get that fresh intention setting, that fresh conscious intention setting. Temperance, ooh, so good. Your energy this month, Libra, with this reading is so beautiful. We're just going to pull a couple more cards. We have a full moon in Taurus at the end of the month, which, it's always an interesting energy for you all. It's your 8th house, and that's rebirth, renewal, and all of this stuff. And once again, it's very interesting. Ace of Pentacles came up. The energy almost feels like it's pulling you inward. It's pulling you into your secretive spot, even though the sun is in your sign for a lot of the month, even though there's energy highlighting you. It's like pulling you internal, but in a very beautiful way, in a very magical way, in a very lucrative, purposeful way. So I would just say, Wheel of Fortune came out. Utilize that. Utilize that. Utilize it. Utilize it. This month is a gift for you to get your manifestation all in order. Okay. So with that being said, and it's really interesting too, because on Halloween, Venus retrograde enters your sign. So the very last day of the month, we get this hit of Venus energy in your sign with this retrograde. But let's look at this month. Let's think about this month as a manifestation month, specifically for Librans. This is one of those months where you do your secret rituals inside your personal space, inside your sacred interior, and it will ride with you for a long time. These first half of the month here, look what we have going on. The Star, the King of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. As you can see, a lot of Earth energy going on there, which is really interesting. We do still have Saturn in Capricorn, we have Uranus in Taurus, we have a lot of Earth energy working with us as it is, as a collective right now, which is kind of affecting how we are all manifesting. But for you, what I'm seeing here is that intentional seed planting. It's really thinking about the earth and thinking about tending the soil of your life. And that's where I was saying, pick a couple of things that you really want to focus on. If you're writing a book, pick, to putting that 30 minutes of every day into writing the book. Pick, coming up with that budget. Pick things that you can really implement. One next right thing at a time this month. While that's going on, take some time to sit with your energy. Because here's the thing. Stars started off your reading, and I love the Star card, and this is what I always say about this energy. This is getting your wish, right? Be very precise about what you're wishing for, because the Star will give you your wish, but only after you have pushed past old boundaries, pushed past old identities, and shown up and done some of the work that requires that expansion. The Star always requires expansion. The Star always requires, I don't like to say sacrifice, but requires like a sloughing off of an old way in order to make room for the new way, in order to make room for the new healing. And there is a recalibration going on with you this month. As far as those intentions, you may be finding that intentions you've set in the past that felt really good to you at that time are kind of no longer applicable, and that you are now having new desires coming in. So you're going to want to really listen to that intuitive side, because here's the thing. When you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles surrounding the Two of Pentacles, we have a lot of focused, good money energy, very much about like, let's get some stuff done. I see a lot of you being very prolific, getting a lot done just in the physical, real world, while secretly dreaming about this bigger thing. But here's the thing with the Two of Pentacles in between these two monarchs. Two of Pentacles is often the balancing out between how we look on the surface to others, how we play a role for others, and what is authentic to us in the internal. And I think part of this thing, I just got goosebumps a little bit. I think a part of the process for you this month, And because I'm feeling that some of your priorities are shifting and some of your dreams are shifting and some of what you thought you wanted is going away and being replaced by a new something or other, I think because you have that energy, what that's telling me is that there are some things that no longer feel authentic to you. And you really want to listen into your internal mode when it comes to that, because as long as you hold on to anything that's feeling a little out of sync, even if it was something that you've been working on for a couple of years, if it's starting to feel not quite authentic to you anymore, listen in. Take some time to think about how you can adjust that or shift that, because otherwise it will hold you kind of captive and you won't be able to get to the star energy is what I'm seeing. There's a shifting in the wind for Librans. And the main thing with this month is you don't have to make all the changes, but you're going to be seeing where you want to make the changes. And you're going to start making very deliberate plans to make those changes happen over the next 6 months. So let's look at the second half of the month, because as we head into Scorpio season, the energy shifts, and now we're looking, into your second house. We're looking into this energy. We have a lot of water energy working with us the end of October, with the sun moving into Scorpio, Jupiter's still in Scorpio, and we have some really great energy for you all. I mean, look at this. 2 of Cups, Temperance, Ace of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. That's amazing. Calibration, though, is very strong here. These 2 of Cups and Temperance, are calibrators. And you guys, as Librans, you already know about calibration. This is a big part of how you move through the world. You're able to weigh things out. You're able to see 2 sides of everything. You're able to put your mind in multiple places and multiple modes, which is an amazing skill set to have. I know a lot of people like to make fun of that skill set, but to be able to think in terms of all the multiple ways you could be is a beautiful thing. What imagination, what ingenuity comes from that. Now here's what's interesting. These are relationship cards. These are about partnership. These are about the people that are closest to you. These are energies of kind of getting what you need and want out of that reciprocal energy. But they are also telling me that you want to really look at those relationships. You may be finding Venus retrograde is very interesting, because I think this is going to be a very, very healing one in many ways. And one of the ways that it's very healing is that it's a great time to check in with those you are closest to and have very honest, real heart-to-hearts, where you discuss where maybe you're feeling a little bit out of whack, where you're feeling maybe you aren't honoring where you need your path to go. You're not maybe honoring where you need to take your journey. Or maybe, you just need to tweak some things. All relationships need moments of check-in throughout time. And what I'm kind of seeing with this energy is doing that and it being very supportive of you. So for those of you who are looking to get into a relationship or needing to address something in a relationship, this is very good energy. The one thing I would say with it is be very gentle. Be very soft and gentle and take your time kind of working through this energy, because when you have your ruling sign retrograde and your particular ruling sign is so much about relationship and how we connect and how we communicate, you don't want to rush to conclusions, right? Retrogrades can kind of murky the waters because we're each working and integrating on our own levels. So it's really great, though, for this. And what I'm kind of seeing from those deep conversations you have with those closest to you, from those deep conversations of deciding where you need to make changes and where you need to drop some responsibilities in order to make room for new ones, is a lot of growth. By the time we hit the end of this month, look what we have. Ace of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. We have a new door opening. We have a new way forward. If you have felt that you couldn't see the way forward, it felt just out of reach, it felt confusing, it felt kind of distant, by the end of the month, what I'm seeing for Libran energy is that clarity coming back. And honestly, that clarity is going to come from you being very honest about where you need to put your priorities. And I think you are going to need to express that to the people that are closest to you. Anybody that it directly affects, you will definitely be needing to have conversations. But the other side of this too, I want to remind you, is that I was saying that during your season this year, you are going to be working behind the scenes kind of quietly, building and shifting pieces. And as you do that, by the end of the month, look what we have. We have a lot of those questions and those things that needed to get done showing up, manifesting, coming together. And I think partially that's because I think you are actually going to show up to the day-to-day, what you need to do. And you're going to show up to these partnerships, and you're going to show up to these conversations, and you are going to address this Two of Pentacles imbalance. And that's going to bring you a lot of reward. I mean, seriously, half of the cards today were Pentacles cards. For me, that's concrete results. For me, that is making changes in your life. Maybe it's not flashy in the day-to-day, but over time, even over a period of 4 weeks, you can do a lot in 4 weeks. You can do a lot with your energy in that tiny amount of time. And I'm kind of seeing that for you. So I'm going to pull one final card from my Cosmic Tarot to just overarch this. This is an extremely magical month. The more I've been thinking about this month, the more I've been plugging into this energy. At first I was like, what is this October going to bring? The more I've been plugging into it, the more I'm realizing this is one of the months of this year, this 2018 year, that is possibly one of the most magical, manifesting, mystical times of the year. I think it always is for me personally, but this year especially, I kind of just imagine like a lantern hanging from a back porch somewhere, and you're walking through like a misty wood, and you see this lantern, and there's just something magical about it. And that's kind of the way I'm connecting in with Libra energy. Let's see what just came out. 10 of Wands, so interesting. Okay, this is Cosmic Tarot is such an intense visual journey, and 10 of Wands is no exception. Once again, what I was saying, the message that came through before we pulled the cards, before I turned this on, before I started this discussion, the first thing I thought with Libra was, only focus on a couple things. Don't try and take everything on this month. A lot of answers are going to just come to you naturally via the process. So just choose a couple of areas where you really want to focus your energy and just try that out. Don't try and take everything on. I know sometimes it's like, it's your birthday, it's a new year, I need to take on all of this, I want to tackle all of this, I'm going to conquer all of this, I need to get everything done, like, let's do it. It's very tempting to do that just because the 10 of Wands is burnout energy. So we don't want that for our dear Librans. We want you guys to feel loved and cared for and nurtured and healed, and carried downriver very nicely. So just, the 10 of Wands is just a reminder not to try and take everything on this month. Pick wisely and the rest will follow. Really, truly. Pick wisely and the rest will follow. And also, anybody who is around you that maybe is like wanting you to like take up the burden for them or fix something for them, or wants you to have a conversation with them to like workshop your relationship, really what they just want is your energy. You don't have to give it to them. That's the other side I will say about this. So just take really good care of your energy this month. Really care for yourselves. Choose wisely. Don't take it all on. You just don't have to. I'm giving you the permission slip right now. Okay, I love you guys so much. I will see you for the November readings. I am still doing readings. My calendar's a little crazy. I think I still have some sessions in late November and early December. So if you're interested in that, you want to check out my website, which I will leave in the description box. And you can also follow me on Instagram at @SARAHTAROT. I'm always posting something or other on there. And of course I'm wearing PinkLune. I'll leave all of her info below because her stuff just continues to blow me away. And I love you all so very much. Take care of yourselves. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for being who you are, and I will see you so very soon.